everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my Catasetum collection here on this table. I have been growing Catasetums for a grand total of about 8 or 9 months. So I am definitely not going to give you any advice at all today. I will tell you what I'm doing with them and what I plan to do with them. Most of my guys are seedlings, as you can see, but there's a couple of flowering size ones, and most of them are coming out of dormancy at the moment. I've never brought Catasetums out of dormancy, so I'm kind of winging it. I've been reading a lot and watching a lot of YouTube videos, so hey, we'll just see how we go with them. So just briefly, when I'm saying Catasetum, I'm talking about the Catasetum type, and they belong in the group called Catasetinae orchids. There's probably 4 main ones that are in cultivation, and that's the actual Catasetum orchid. There's more Modis and Cycnoches and Cloecia. None of them have started getting water at all. Actually, out of all of them, only one of my Catasetums is actually getting any water at the moment, and we'll talk about that one later. But this is the saddest Catasetum of all. This is Catasetum sanguineum, and it's pretty much dead. I think it's going in the trash soon. Really, they were just too small and fragile for, well, for my care, I guess. Not that I really did anything, but yeah. Rest in peace, little Catasetum sanguineum. But this is Catasetum laminatum, and I'll put a picture up there, but you can see that this is the latest pseudobulb here, and it's bigger than the others and it's quite plump, so that's the typical sort of growth pattern it should take. And this guy's just starting to leaf out a little bit, so you can sort of see the leaves separating, and it's just starting to bring out some roots as well. This is Catasetum cinereum, and you can see that there's something special going on here, but this is the most recent growth, and you can see that this is growing out of here. But it looks different to the older ones, and you can see the size difference of one that's been before. Yeah, so I don't know why its growth was stunted, but anyway, it's still flowering size because that is a flower spike. So isn't that interesting? So it's just beginning to leaf out, as you can see. The roots are growing very steadily, but it appears that Catasetum cinereum chucks out a flower spike out of the immature growths, and they just grow alongside each other. So this is Catasetum tenebrosum. It has this growth, but I can also see that it's sort of chucking out this other little growth down here. Do you see that? It's coming out of this bulb here. But there's something that's gone on with this one before I got him, but you can see that there's a little bit of like rot. It was obviously a previous insult of some sort. But Catasetum tenebrosum, you can see something's happening here too. And so I'm wondering if it does the same thing. Maybe it brings out a flower spike alongside an immature growth as well. So these are the Fred Clarkaras, and I looked it up. They are a combination of Modis, Catasetum, and Cloecia. And I'll show you these 2 little ones first. This is Fred Clarkara After Dark Baker's Cheetah, but they're both, this one's got a tiny growth there developing, and this one is shooting up. Pretty impressive little thing. But what I want to show you is, look at the root system coming out of this thing. It is like triple the size of the growth. What a little superstar. So next is Fred Clarkara Frank Smith times Catasetum John C. Burkett, both of which have awards attached, FCCAOS. It's just so cute. Look at it. So it's got this little growth and it's got a root coming down the same size as the growth. It's just so funny looking. And here we've got Fred Clarkara After Dark Baker's Black Hole. You can see this is my most developed new growth that has come out of dormancy for me. It is leafing out significantly, lots of roots. We've got roots coming down the sides there. Let's have a look, got one down there. I've actually started watering this one a bit. So here are the rules as I know them or that I've read. So the roots have to be at least 3 inches long before you start watering. The second thing I meant to look at is if it started to leaf out. So this is obviously a new growth that is leafing out, but maybe you can see from the other ones that they hadn't quite started leafing out. And the third thing that you're meant to look at is these previous growths. So if it's starting to shrivel significantly, it needs some hydration, so that's when you can start to water as well. Now, I read quite a few different sources and saw quite a few different videos, and basically I probably started watering a bit too early. Missorchidgirl also has quite comprehensive Catasetum videos, and her theory was, and I don't know if this is based on any evidence or if it was just a theory, but that the roots have to be a certain length before they can take up any nutrients. And that's true. And she suggests that you spray with a spray bottle the base of these roots just to see if it changes colour from that white to like a greenish sort of or more see-through colour, and then you know that the roots are capable of taking up water. Now I think that's only part of the story, because I did that and most of these roots that were at least, you know, about 1 inch long were actually starting to take up some water. So I started drizzling a little bit of water in over a couple of weeks, and then my last watering, I basically watered a little bit more heavily right through the media. And I'll show you what's sort of happened to it, but these roots were beautiful and white, and now they're sort of quite brown. This one feels softer, like before they were quite firm roots. There's more, so this was a really well developing root there, and you can see that it was sort of coming down, but now it's just rotted. It's completely rotted. This was the longest root actually, and it just cucked it. And that was straight after I watered it. And it was just normal water, not fertilizer, nothing like that. So yeah, it's, you know, I'm letting it dry out and stopping watering because there's other green root tips there that are continuing to grow quite nicely. But even those roots, you know, they're not looking the flashiest. So I do think that it's a combination of things, but you know, you can water, I don't know, like you can water a cattleya root that is developing and is white and it won't like rot off. But there's something about the catasetums that you really, really do have to wait because it destroys the roots. You know, obviously these new roots are precious because the whole plant will then rely on the new roots that are forming. So, and this is one water. This is one full water, keep in mind. I think I went too fast, too hard, too early. So yeah, I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. You know, it's still growing nicely. It's still actually popping out more new roots, but I really think I'm going to wait to see that all these new roots are actually starting to develop more, and I'm going to wait till I see quite a few roots actually touch the bottom of the pot, because then that's more like the 3 or 4 inches that we're looking for. Next up, we've got my Cycnoches. So I've got 2 Cycnoches, and in the back row there I've got some Cycnoches crosses. But this is another species actually, Cycnoches husanum. Don't know if I said that correctly, but it came about 6 weeks ago, and it had a growth already forming, which was growing steadily. It was about this high. So you can see in 6 weeks it has doubled pretty much in height. So it's just growing so rapidly. This is Cycnoches jumbo Cooper crossed with Cycnoches pentadactylon. Surprised I got that out in one mouthful. But yeah, it's growing a new little growth there. It's just come out maybe a week or 2 ago. And I don't think it's got any roots yet. Oh no, it does. Do you see that? So that's a new root coming out there. God, it's a fat root, isn't it? Coming out of that little thing. And we've got the Cycnodes orchids, which are Cycnoches crossed with Mormodes. And this is the famous Cycnodes Wonderlight. It has just started popping out this little new growth, and you can see a little nubbin forming down the bottom. So it's starting to root a little bit as well. So I'm quite excited for this one. It might actually be flowering size after this growth develops. This is Cycnodes jumbo puff, and it's only just started bringing out this little growth as well. But it's coming right from the base of the older pseudobulbs. So this one is Cycnodes jumbo carnum, and I got it the same time as this other one in the back here. It was also developing this growth, which has also roughly doubled in size in the 6 weeks. Next up, we've got Cloecia Pierre Curet crossed with Catasetum Milana Davison, which I also got 6 weeks ago along with those other ones. You can see that none of them have actually lost their old leaves, which, I don't know, I guess it's a little bit weird. But yeah, also grown quite a bit, and I only watered this maybe 2 days ago, and it's already drying up. So these guys are super thirsty. Alright guys, and here we've got my remaining Catasetums. They're all just seedlings, but I'm going to show you some very troubling findings that I've found on 2 of them so far. This is Moniera Millennium Magic Witchcraft, and it's a popular one. It's a black or very, very dark red flower, and it had 2 growths finishing developing with me. But can you see the back growth there? It's yellow and it's a bit soft, so it's rotting. It's going to rot off, and these 2 developed off here, so I'm wondering what to do. I'm wondering whether to remove them and see what they do, because I obviously don't want them to rot as well, or do I just let it take its natural course? And the other very troubling thing I found is on Catasetum Orchid Blade. Now it's got a new growth developing there. You see that? But look at the base of it. Those little jerks. They are mealybugs, and they're eating my new growth. So See them? Anyway, so I'm going to give that a spray with some hydrogen peroxide in a sec, because we can't have that. We've got Mormodi's leopard drops SVO crossed with Catasetum expansum Linda, and I actually got this off eBay and got a full refund off it because it had one of the back bulbs had rotted off, but nothing's happening here on this one. And last of all, we've got Catasetum pileatum times Catasetum spitzii, and it's chucking out this nice little growth here with a couple of little roots. Alright guys, well thanks for joining me on my little Catasetum journey today. I'm sorry I don't have a lot of concrete advice, but obviously I am totally still learning. So I would love to hear any comments or advice you guys have. Please put it down in the comment section below, especially on the seedling Catasetums and bringing them out of dormancy. I'm not sure if the same rules apply, like waiting for that length of root to develop. And I hope you learn from mistakes that I make through my process, and I'll just continue to keep posting updates on these guys, and we can all just go through a little bit of a journey together. And I guess just from that one Catasetum, I'm guessing that it's probably a lot safer to wait to water rather than watering too early. You kind of have to see that rot to believe it, that it actually just stops those roots from growing, which is kind of a little bit tragic. So yeah, I'm definitely going to wait for the other guys, unless, you know, the pseudobulbs are shriveling severely, then, you know, I might give them a little bit of a drink. But yeah, we'll see, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'll show you my successes and failures. But, you know, I think it's kind of fun learning about stuff like these spikes on the sinuum and tenebrosum, because I had no idea that they kind of spiked on such immature growths, but it's kind of cool. Anyway, guys, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys next time. Happy growing until then. Bye.